Today we're taking a look at these college basketball matches, which are happening on Friday, February 3, 2023, and giving you our team pick for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and make sure to watch it till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Also check out our Patreon if you want access our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. You will find the link in description and comments section below. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Quinnipiac Bobcats vs Fairfield Stags. The Fairfield Stags go back on the road Friday night, one game below .500, following a 9-point loss in overtime to Rider that ended a long winning streak. Defensively, Fairfield struggled as Rider scored 78 points on nearly 47% shooting, including 13 in the overtime to secure the victory. Offensively, Fairfield was mediocre, making just over 41% of their shots, but made just 63% from the free throw line and lost the rebounding battle, leading to the loss in the game. Both teams in this one rely on defense to try and win games, as they are each in the top 75 in the country in scoring defense. Where things deviate, at least somewhat, is on the offensive end of the floor. Fairfield is near the bottom of the nation in scoring offense, and their shooting metrics are terrible when you take a closer look. That's going to be problematic against a Quinnipiac team that is, while only slightly above average on the offensive end, is more than capable of putting up a decent point total. The Bobcats have a ton of momentum with 7 wins in their last 8, and they are at home here, where they have posted a 7-2 mark this season. Fairfield hangs in for a while, but the Bobcats prove to be too much and prevail at home. Our team pick is Quinnipiac Bobcats minus 5.5 points. Siena College vs Manhattan. There will be mock action in the Bronx on Friday night as the Siena Saints hit the road to take on the Manhattan College Jaspers. Siena comes into this matchup with a record of 15-7 overall and 9-2 in the mock, good for first place. Meanwhile, Manhattan checks in at just 7-13 overall and 5-6 in conference play. The Jasper are currently in 7th place in the mock. The opening tap for this matchup is scheduled for 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Saints come into this matchup with a solid 6-4 record on the road this season. Siena's offensive firepower should play well against Manhattan's porous defense. Manhattan's 9th-ranked 3PT defense will have difficulty keeping up with Siena's ability to shoot from long range. The game is also vital to Siena as they remain just one game ahead of a streaking Rider team that has won 5 games in a row. Siena will not have a letdown in this spot. Our team pick is Siena minus 5.5 points. Mount St. Mary's vs Iona. Mount St. Mary's travels to the state of New York to take on Iona on Friday night in mock action. Mount St. Mary's comes into this matchup with a record of 7-15 overall and just 3-8 in the mock. Meanwhile, Iona checks in at 14-7 overall and 7-3 in the mock. The opening tap is scheduled for 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a critical game for Iona as they try to chase down the top teams in the mock. They are a game out in the loss column for the top spot in the conference. They have a distinct advantage on the offensive end with the mock's number 1 offense versus the 10th-ranked offense of Mount St. Mary's. While the Mountaineers have shot the 3-ball well in conference play, they are up against the number 2 3-point defense in the mock. With the regular season down to the final month, there isn't time for slip-ups from the top teams. Don't expect that here. Our team pick is Iona minus 15.5 points. St. Louis Billikens vs VCU Rams. The VCU Rams continue a road trip Friday night with a game in St. Louis, Mo against St. Louis. VCU comes into Friday 11 games above .500 after a 2-point victory against Davidson. Offensively, VCU did just enough, knocking down 40.3% of their shots and made 11 free throws to score 61 points, including 32 in the first half of the game. Defensively, VCU held on as Davidson scored 59 points on 43.8% shooting, but VCU forced 14 turnovers to secure the win. The Billikens have won 6 of their last 7 games and 10 of their last 12 home games. They have played well offensively, especially at home where they are scoring more than 77 points per game. They've also taken advantage of their opportunities at the charity stripe, making over 75% of their free throws. They do a good job finding the open man, and they're very aggressive on the offensive glass, which will give them more scoring chances. They also do a good job protecting the ball and won't give the Rams a lot of easy scoring opportunities. The Rams have played well defensively, but they haven't been as good on the road and will have a hard time slowing down the Billikens in this game. The Rams have won 7 of their last 8 games, but they split their last 8 road games. They aren't very good offensively, and they play worse on the road where they are scoring less than 68 points per game. They struggled at the free throw line in recent games, making less than 70% of their shots in their last 3 games. They don't rebound the ball as well as the Billikens and won't get a lot of extra scoring opportunities against them. They've also been careless with the ball on the road, which will lead to easy scoring opportunities for the Billikens. The Billikens play well defensively at home, holding opponents under 70 points per game, and won't have trouble keeping VCU's offense in check. Go with St. Louis to cover the spread. Niagara Purple Eagles vs Canisius Golden Griffins. The Canisius Golden Griffins go back on the road Friday night to Niagara Falls, NY to take on the Niagara Purple Eagles. Canisius comes into Friday 10 games below .500 after losing 4 of the last 5, including 3 in a row, after a 7-point overtime loss against Manhattan. Defensively, Canisius was terrible, allowing 81 points on 50% shooting, including 10 points in the overtime, to secure the Manhattan victory. Offensively, Canisius did shoot the ball well, making nearly 43% of their shots, but made only 60% from the free throw line and committed 13 turnovers in the loss. The Purple Eagles have won 2 straight games and 4 of their last 6 home games. They don't have a high-scoring offense, but they play better at home where they are scoring more than 66 points per game. They've taken advantage of their opportunities at the charity stripe, making over 74% of their free throws at home. They rebound the ball well and will get extra scoring chances against the Golden Griffins and also do a good job protecting the ball. The Golden Griffins aren't very good defensively and they play worse on the road, giving up more than 76 points per game, so expect them to have a hard time slowing down the Purple Eagles in this game. The Golden Griffins have lost 3 straight games and 9 of their last 11 road games. They aren't very good offensively and they play worse on the road, scoring less than 70 points per game. They struggled at the free throw line in recent games, making less than 65% of their shots. Their rebounding has been good and will keep them in this game, but they've been careless with the ball on the road, which will lead to easy scoring opportunities for the Purple Aces. Niagara is very good defensively and they play better at home, holding opponents under 65 points per game, so expect them to keep Canisius's offense in check. Go with Niagara to cover the spread. Boise State vs San Diego State. The Broncos are 4-0 ATS in their last 4 games versus a team with a winning percentage above .600, and the underdog is 4-0 ATS in the last 4 meetings between BSU and SDSU. Give me the Broncos at +7, following a solid road win over Air Force. Boise will have a shot to assume complete control of the Mountain West, especially with a home rematch versus San Diego State in a few weeks. These 2 teams should determine the conference champion in those games. With its stellar defense, Boise State will cover the spread and give itself a shot at an outright win. The stats don't paint the entire picture, but they give a glimpse into BSU's defensive dominance. Ranked 9th in the country in defensive efficiency with a top 5 3-point defense, the Broncos will make life difficult for the home squad on offense. Bet Boise State at +7 and down to +5.